Hi guys, this is my book review for As You Wish, Inconceivable Tales from the Making of the Princess Bride by Cary Elwes with Joe Layden. It is a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the movie The Princess Bride, in case you didn't get that at the title. Cary Elwes plays Wesley. Wesley is our daring, dashing hero. Yay! So, if you don't know about the movie, it is based off my favorite book ever, The Princess Bride by William Goldman. And the screenplay is also written by William Goldman, and it is really funny adventure, romance, comedy, and basically whatever you're into, this book has got it. It's got magic, it's got sword fighting, and there is something to love for everyone. The movie, which basically you should all go watch if you haven't already, because it's epic. Also, if you are going to watch this movie at some point while reading this book. Right in the middle of it, I was like, I need to go watch this, especially to watch the greatest sword fight ever, because they spent so much time training for the sword fight and describing how they were training. They filmed the sword fight last, and it was the first thing they started practicing and rehearsing. So just the amount of effort that went into the sword fight was something that as a kid, when I first saw it, I didn't even realize. I was like, what? So, epicness, go watch the movie. Okay, As You Wish is Cary Elwes' behind-the-scenes look at making the movie. And it starts off with Cary Elwes saying how fond he was of the book, and how William Goldman is one of his favorite authors. So he won my undying devotion right there. Actually, pretty much won my undying devotion and The Princess Bride, playing Wesley, but and it goes forth telling us about his audition for the role, how he got the role of Wesley, the costuming, and their sets, and the production, and just everything you could possibly want to know about the making of the movie is in here. There are also sidebars from other actors, from Rob Reiner, the director, from William Goldman, the screenwriter, and they all have their say, kind of their reminiscences, like their memories of what happened also, which is epic. I love it. I love the way it's written. I love the stories. They are really funny. I don't want to tell you, I want you to read this book. But they did a whole lot of work to make this sword fight, and Cary broke his toe while riding an ATV on set, which he wasn't supposed to be doing. He gets injured, and then he tries not to tell Rob Reiner, the director, that he gets injured, tries to film with a broken toe, and he gets found out. And just their interactions, Rob's like, don't get hurt. I'm worried about you personally, and I love, Rob Reiner's just such a great guy to begin with, and everybody who worked on this movie was just so awesome. So I love this book. Yeah. Cary Elwes started writing this book after the 25th anniversary. They had a screening in New York and everything. So he started writing this, and he writes about how the movie has kind of gotten bigger over time, because when it was first released, it wasn't a huge commercial success. The studio didn't know how to promote it, so it didn't do very well in the box office, and how it's gained momentum through VHS, especially VHS, rentals. Through VHS rentals and word of mouth, and now through the DVDs. And how it is a movie that just keeps kind of getting bigger as it gets passed on word of mouth, which it's just such a cool way to do it. It's kind of like a cult classic now, but it's also how it's a pretty classic movie to begin with. How it takes place in the bulk of it is the story of the Princess Bride, and how it takes place in this medieval type world, and the costumes are very traditional-ish. So it's a movie that ages well, because there's not a lot going on to say, hey, this was filmed in the 80s, blaring at you. And even the part at the beginning where it is the grandson's bedroom, and there are 80s things around, that the narration and the story between a grandfather and a grandson is just so classic, and it just transcends time, that even that ages well. So it's a movie that's aged well. There are a ton of awesome behind-the-scenes looks at this. Cary talking about the first time he met Robin Wright, who had been a soap opera star before doing this movie, and how he was like just awestruck and like, oh, this really is the most beautiful girl in the world. And I love all that stuff. And there were a lot of tributes, especially to Andre the Giant, who has passed on, and their memories of working with him on this movie, but also other times where Andre would, just moments of like, Andre is just so much bigger than everybody, and like sticking his hand over Buttercup's head just to like keep her warm, and just, yes. A lot of work went into that movie that watching it you have no idea about. And this is probably, I mean, this was way more enjoyable for me than watching like DVD extras. That's not really a thing that I'm into, but put it in a book form and I am all about that. Because I love books, so yes. Also, the hardcover edition has this really cool poster, which I can't imagine using as a poster though, because this book cover needs to stay on my book, obviously. It's alright book, and it's not fabulous. So, yeah. I really love this. Definitely go read it. And definitely go watch The Princess Bride if you haven't already. And I would totally recommend reading The Princess Bride, the book also, because it's my favorite. It's the best book ever. So, yep. There you go. I love you guys. Peace out.